Welcome back to the conversation. This is the conversation on Morning Spring. It's a special edition because it's International Day of the Girl Child. Every October 11 marks the International Day of the Girl Child, a global celebration of girls' rights, achievements, and potential. This day serves as a reminder of the importance of creating a world where girls can thrive, grow, and reach their full potential. This year's theme is Girls' Vision for the Future. Despite progress, girls worldwide continue to face numerous challenges: limited access to education and healthcare, child marriage and early pregnancy, gender-based violence and discrimination, limited economic opportunities. But today, we still celebrate girls who dare to dream, girls who break stereotypes and challenge norms, girls who inspire and uplift their communities, girls who will shape the future. We celebrate the strength, resilience, and potential of girls worldwide. To commemorate this day, we are joined by one who started as a girl somewhere in a location in Nigeria with just dreams and aspirations, but today has gone ahead to become a woman of substance and value. The wife of Osun State Governor and founder Esther Adeleke Humanitarian Foundation is right here with us in the studio. Erelu Ngozi Adeleke. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And happy International Girls' Day
Girls'
to you
Child.
as well.
We thank God we're here today again to celebrate.
Yeah.
So let me just begin this way. How do you feel being one who started as a girl and looking through your journey where you are right now? I'm sure there was a time as a girl you aspired to be something, you aspired to be someone, you had dreams, big dreams. So I just want to get into your feelings now, how you feel being that girl many years ago and now a woman.
Thank you very much. Thank you, viewers. Like I said before, Ngozi was once a girl and it felt very good. Today, I feel very happy, very good. When I look back, I remember those days when I used to be a girl. I remember when my mom used to whip me for doing one thing bad or the other,
Okay.
chase me around and yell at me. And do you understand?
Yeah.
Well, growing up as a girl child, it was beautiful, it was sweet. Do you understand? Because I grew up being loved.
Mm.
I was shown love, I was shown care, I was pampered because I grew up in the midst of my brothers, elder brothers, who pampered me so much, never allowed anyone to, come near me, talk less of touching me. They treated me like a real girl child I was then that deserves every care, every love. And celebrating
International Day of
International
the Culture.
Day today, every day, every time it's International Girls Child like this, I feel very proud, very happy, remembering my own old days when I used to be a small girl.
All right.
Okay, and today I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I must say I'm grateful to God Almighty, who made it so that I've been able to surpass all challenges that a girl child usually faces in this country of ours, and to navigate till getting to this age of my life at this point in time is only the grace of God, I will say. Do you understand? So I have every reason to say thank you, God, for bringing me thus this far.
All right. One would say you were privileged with the kind of upbringing that you had as a girl child, but Your Excellency, you and I, we know and understand that not all girls have this privilege, have this opportunity to have a family of love, full of love, older brothers that take care of them, parents, that were there for them. Some actually grew up as women from a very young age. Now, the theme for this year is very instructive: girls' vision for the future. For you, when you saw this theme, what was it like for you? How instructive was it for you, especially looking at home, what we have right now in Nigeria, girls' vision for the future?
For me, my own vision for every girl in this world, narrow it down to Nigeria and back to my state, Osun State.
Yeah.
For me, is a good life for every girl child, a loving, caring life, good education, good job, then later good husband, begin to build a good home.
Mm.
For me, is everything good, everything exceptional, everything loving and caring for a girl child. Because every girl deserves love, to be loved. Every girl deserves to be shown love and care. Deserve to be pampered like egg that they are. Do you understand? For me, in this state, is everything good for my girls. Starting from good education, you get good career, you get good husband, you begin to build that your dream good family. For me, a girl is not supposed to just enter into early marriage without being tutored, without going through some levels of life. Life is a process. You have to go through that process of growth.
Yeah, there are different phases.
Different phases that will shape you up, that will give you experience, that will help you to cope in life. But when a girl is not allowed to go through those processes, it's a big problem. You see a girl, a growing child that's supposed to be in school, is either she's walking on the road or she has been pushed into early marriage.
Yeah.
Is a big problem, and it's part of what causes our problem in the society today. I believe that every girl child should be given that privilege of going through that primary education, which is the basics. Do you understand? And that's why I like to say, with the hardship we are facing in this country, I will employ government at all cadres to at least grant our children free primary education. Free primary education to allow every child, not only a girl child this time, every child to have the privilege of acquiring the basic education, because that's where education starts. Free primary education for all Nigerian children in this country. And I also want my husband to introduce it, to start it in this Osun State. Free primary education, because with what is going on now, you can see most families are withdrawing their children from school because of hardship, because they can't cope. They can't even put food on the table for the family, talk less of paying for school fees. So if our government giving palliative, sharing rice, sharing beans, sharing food cannot help us. But when you declare free primary education, which is the basics, it will go a long way to shape up our society, to shape up the life of our world.
All right. And very interesting, the point you have just made now, Erelu Adeleke, that you are urging government at all levels, at least the primary level
free
education
primary
should be
education.
free. And one would say, naturally speaking, charity starts at home. How is that going? Are you having that conversation with His Excellency? Because the number one man here is the policy director, is the number one protector of the girl child in this state. So are you having that conversation?
Yes, it's ongoing. It's a vision. We are on it. But I pray by God's grace, it's going to take the grace of God. I know it's going to be difficult for him, because
why?
Osun State,
the decision maker.
Yes,
why
because Osun State, I know I'm in the area of finance. You know, Osun State is not an oil producing state. Osun State does not have big blue chip companies that pays taxes here. Practically nothing. He made so much debt on ground, which has been clearing in the area of pensioners, money, salaries, and to God be the glory, has been able to start paying them slowly but surely. That's where I'm looking at. Do you understand?
Ma'am.
But by God's grace, I'm saying God, by God's grace, it's not going to be by my power or by the power of any human being, but the grace of God, He will be able to do it. He should do it. That's why I said when I started that I want my husband to start it. Let him initiate it. Declaring free primary education for
Completely
every for every child. I'm not talking about secondary education,
primary.
but at least primary. Do you understand? Primary for all children
That
in
they don't
Osun
get to
State,
pay
all schools.
anything.
Don't get to pay anything. And we should
Tax should be
subsidize
paid for.
books.
Yeah.
Do you understand? On top of it, government should be able to subsidize a size books, textbooks at all levels for primary education.
How soon can we have this?
I wouldn't know. I'm not the maker, the decision maker here.
Yeah,
Mine is advocate.
But you're a
I'm
person of influence. That's what we're asking.
I'm advocating it for Osun State.
All right.
By God's grace, my husband will attend to it.
All right. We'll hold you by your word and its excellency as well. So that possibly next year, if you're here for this same program, we'll be able to share the testimony and not just to be back at the place of planning,
advocating,
and implementation and advocation.
By His grace.
Yeah, really, the United Nations, speaking about this matter today, said the theme gets vision for the future. And this year's theme, their words, conveys both the need for urgent action and persistent hope, driven by the power of girls' voices and vision for the future. Today's generation of girls is disproportionately affected by global crisis of climate, conflict, poverty, and pushback on hard-won gains for human rights and gender equality. Too many girls are still denied their rights, restricting their choices and limiting their futures. Yet, recent analysis shows that girls are not only courageous in the face of crises, but hopeful for the future. Every day, they are taking action to realize a vision of a world in which all girls are protected, respected, and empowered. Now, but girls cannot realize this vision alone. They need allies who listen to and respond to their needs. These are the words of the United Nations. Now, you started by saying you were privileged to have people who protected you. You are soldiers as brothers who guided you. Your parents gave you what you want. Some ladies, some girls started as not being wanted in the first place. There are girls that when they were born, their parents, quote unquote, doesn't want them to be a girl. If you understand what I'm saying, they were expecting boy. All of a sudden, they saw a girl. So from their day one, they have not been wanted. They have not been taken care of. They have been disenfranchised from anything good in this life, and they are still part of our society. And the United Nations is saying, even those girls, they still try in the face of challenges, but they cannot do it alone. Now, for somebody watching an Erelu Adeleke this morning, sharing her background, and she's saying, oh Lord, I wish this is my story, but unfortunately, that is not a story. Having that consciousness of not being wanted, how can you speak to such a girl that, irrespective of how you started, what she's been consistently told as maybe you are just an addition. We know we didn't really want you. What would be your message to such a girl watching you,
right now,
this morning?
My advice to such a person that finds, such a girl that finds herself in this precarious situation is, girl, believe in yourself. And is whatever you called yourself, that's what you are. Irrespective of whether your parent or anybody, whatever anybody is saying, what you are saying to yourself is what matters. You need to be encouraged this morning. You need to brace up to face whatever challenge that is facing you this morning. Remember that there are people like me out there who feels you, who is praying for you. Because I'll keep praying for such girls. And for parents that treat their children that way, you are not God. That's what I want to tell you today. You cannot treat any girl child in such a manner, because you cannot create life. You should be grateful, because as I speak to you today, there are parents that have been looking for that opportunity to have even a child that they can call their own. be it a boy or a girl, but to no avail. Or you that have been blessed with a child, whether a boy, a girl, please embrace them, love them, show them love and care.
All right. So, before the girl child comes in again, by the way, United Nations here talked about that, irrespective of the challenges, a girl child, very courageous, they still soldier on, but they said they cannot do it alone. Now, let's look at the place of persons of influence like yourself. What are you doing? Because you won't be here today, and we won't ask you, in your capacity as the wife of the governor, in your capacity as a woman of substance, what are you doing to help the girl child? Number one, and the place of the society in helping, protecting the girl child. Because nowadays, we said it on a previous program that it appears the girl child is like an endangered species right now. Many attacks here and there, either from the place of romance, from the place of opportunities, from the place of work. Number one, what are you doing in your capacity to help the girl child and influence, a positive output for every girl child, at least in the state? And of course, you speak to the place of society in helping this matter.
In my own capacity as the wife of the governor, ever since 2022, that my husband took the mantle of this state,
Yeah.
I have engaged in sensitizing girls. There's a project we've always embarked on together with Nigeria Youth Congress we call Pad Up a Girl Child. What we do in that Pad Up of a Girl Child is walk around secondary schools in this state. We try to cover all the secondary schools. We plan, we visit secondary schools maybe in a local government. We'll gather all the secondary school children in a particular school to sensitize them on menstrual hygiene, talk them through most of these things you've highlighted about what's happening in the society. Because let me tell you, there was a write-up or kind of breaking news I stumbled into, talking about how these evil men have gone to the level of operating young girls, carrying them from schools, operating them in the name of harvesting eggs.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my God, it has gotten to this level, from rape, from all manner of ill treatment on girls in our society. Now, the issue of opening up a girl child in the name of harvesting eggs. And you can agree with me, that is killing. And I can bet you the people perpetrating this evil are not doing it with the consent of those girls. It has to be either drug them, they sleep, and they open them up and stuff like that. And in the process, that child can die. And nobody will know, the parents, school, nobody will give account, nobody will know what has happened to that very child. And those are the things we'll do, we'll talk to them about in this project we have. It's been on and on for a long time, and today we are going to mark this International Girls Day 2 with another local government today, trying to sensitize the girls on menstrual hygiene and talk them through all these happenings in our society. Sensitizing them, sharing different experiences with them, that when they see danger, they will be able to say, this danger coming up.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. With the happenings in our society right now. In my own capacity, those are the little things, having talks, engaging girls, talking them through my own life experience and other women experience and stuff like that. They cannot do it on their own, like United Nations said. Sometimes those that are not schooling now try to organize skill acquisition for them. That's what I've practically done. I enrolled some in cosmetology, some of them where they learn how to do Kampala, that's Adire, soap and stuff like that.
All right, and it's
Those are
good
the
to note that as well. And you are, the second question is the place of the society. Because as this popular saying that it takes a community
to train
to
a
train a
child.
child, in this case, a girl. How can our community, in the face of this, hardship that everybody is just minding their business, nobody wants to have additional body, but how can the society help a girl to really realize their visions for the future, irrespective of what we are going through as a people? Doesn't have to be your child.
All hands have to be on deck. For example, every parent, every individual, every human being have a stake in training a child. Training a child does not start and stop only with the immediate parent of that child. Everybody can help, and the government can also help in the area of creating jobs, creating things that will favor, or policies and things that can favor get children in this society. Do you understand? Everybody, it's the job of everybody to help.
Yeah.
In any little way you can help. Even if you see a child now, a girl child that is not well taken care of, you can choose to talk to the father, to the mother, say, please, can I have this child living with me? Can I help? Can I be paying her school fees? Maybe you notice a child that used to go to school before and now she has dropped out. You can step in. Everybody, anybody,
Yeah.
whether from the church, whether from the communities where they live in, you can help if you feel you have the capacity. I'm employing all and sundry. We need to be our brother's keepers. Do you understand? That's what I'm saying. We need to help one another. If God have blessed you in the society today, you need to be a blessing unto others.
It's like, you adopting a child. You don't have to own an NGO or run a foundation
For you, you
for
don't
to
even
lend a
have to
helping
bring
hand.
that child in under your roof.
Yes.
She can be living with the parents or the caretakers while you're still taking care of her
Every
education, her
thousand L,
clothing,
whatever
and
it is.
everything you can.
Amazing,
Yeah.
Tokla. Your Excellency, you spoke about menstrual hygiene and what your foundation is doing to help girls in different local governments in Osun State to know more about menstrual hygiene, and also provide them with materials or resources they need to get that through. I want to speak to the issue of social amenities as relating to the girl child. We all know that most public schools, their bathrooms or toilets
are bad.
is nothing to write home about. For some of us that attended private schools, secondary schools, we might not really understand what it's like. But I have been to public schools. I have seen, their bathrooms, their toilets, and I understand that if a girl is having a menstrual flow, it will be a hard one for her to actually want to change pads or want to clean up herself at intervals. At the end of the day, the menstrual hygiene that you are going all about preaching to those girls about will be fruitless, because at the end of the day, the bathrooms are not there, the toilets are not well managed. For some public secondary schools, they don't, or primary schools, they don't even have toilets. They make use of bushes and all of that. So how do you think, as the wife of the governor, what are you doing to ensure that this is one germane area that the government should focus on? Bathrooms, clean bathrooms and toilets in all of our public schools, primary, secondary schools. We need it, especially for the girls.
Okay. It was in the process of this bad up a girl child in one of the local government that they brought it up to me that they don't have toilets. They don't have that. Most of their girls, in fact, their children, they usually use bushes I was like, what? The principal told me they don't have good toilets.
Mm.
And I inquired around that local government, they said it's the same thing. It was only one school that agreed that recently their school was revamped,
Yeah.
and in the process, they built a good toilet system, water system toilet for
For
them.
them.
That now led me into inquiring into other local governments. It was purely the same.
Exactly.
So what we did was to start advocating for good toilets. But in Osun State, as at today, most Imole government has revamped, it has rebuilt most of the schools. Just as they have rebuilt hospitals, they have rebuilt most of the schools under Superb. And in the process, they have gotten their toilets to the standard, water system standard. Do you understand? And again, what came up again was that there was no water. They needed some boreholes. And as of today, we've made sure that there are boreholes in most of the schools, because even when you build the toilet and there are no water around for them to
Exactly.
flush, it's still a problem. So the boreholes has been fixed.
Mm.
And I can tell you categorically, most of the schools, it might not be all, but most of them that have started, the government has started, they're already on that
All right, because I wanted to say not
process.
all, not
Not
all.
all,
Maybe
yeah.
it's an ongoing process.
Not,
Yeah.
it's
Where
ongoing
there are
process, yes.
many that doesn't still have
Still
some of these
have.
things. Yeah.
We'll get to them,
All
because
right.
it has, the most important thing is that the government has started in that direction.
All right. I mean, it's good thing that the government has started, but we will be on it because it's
Oh, sure.
one area that I am particularly interested in. All right, we'll take this break, Your Excellency. When we come back, we'll speak to more issues affecting the girl child, early marriage, early pregnancy. These are issues that has affected the girl child over the years, and Osun State is not left out. Morning Spring will be right back. Do not go anywhere.